I hope traders and investors alike were green on Friday. I hope everybody's having a great weekend, able to get some rest. Well, we still have a lot of fear and a lot of issues going on in the market. Still having some issues with the bank, even though Credit Suisse looks like that's a done deal with USB stepping in, offering a low ball. Looks like it's was accepted. Futures are up right now as well. We still have Big Daddy Powell coming out on Wednesday. At 2 o'clock, we have the rate release, and then at 2:30, we have the minutes. I still think we need to keep a very close eye on the banks this week coming in, especially FOMC. We also, we still have a huge issues in the housing department. We still have rising household debt. So there's still a lot of issues going on in the market. But like I say, we are green right now. So let's get into the charts and we'll talk about things as we move through the charts. You can see the put to call ratio, we have moved back into the 98 right to the neutral zone. As for the oscillators for the NASDAQ, we're at 224, negative 224. For the New York Stock Exchange, negative 223. So we are still extended to the downside right now. Pretty warm down here. You can see the SPX weekly closed green, back up above the downtrend on the weekly chart. You can see our breadth chart here. Breadth is moving lower. And rates are still pulling in. This is the biggest reason why tech names have been pushing so hard. Because with bonds moving up, and it's not been pretty, bonds mostly have been gapping up in pre-market and moving lower throughout the day. So it's not been a pretty flight to safety, but that flight to safety has caused interest rates to pull in. That's yields. You can see U.S. dollar here. Nice move down right on top of the daily 50. Watch that daily 50. The VIX strong day on Friday. You can see, draw a line right here. You can draw your line top and bottom. Break out of that wedge to the upside where you can see a lot of action in this small area. If we break out of this, probably going to have a big move up or a big move down. I would draw a line on each side. You can watch stocks or assets like UVXY to trade the VIX with. Crude still moving lower here. Recession fears have set in there. Apple is trying to push here. We've talked about this pattern. We have this little inverted head and shoulders. It's not a textbook inverted head and shoulders, but you can see the shoulder, head, shoulder. This is not an invert. Please understand, inverted head and shoulders are found in the downtrend. This is not. But you can see the formation up here, and it is bullish, and you can see the resistance here on Apple. This little square here rectangle needs to be cleared. Then maybe we can see some upside. You can see Apple intraday. I just wanted to point out, put this little area here, just some stuff I wanted to talk about. This is not a textbook tower topish, but this is, we talked about the tower top a little bit, and I will find a better example and do a short video onto it. But basically, it's squared off. You have a bullish engulfing candle coming in. You have a bearish engulfing candle coming out. So that resembles a tower top. And I just wanted to point that out, even though it's intraday action. I just wanted to point that out. You have the candles, the formations built inside, square it up, and a move lower. You can see gold here. Gold's still been raging. It's up right now in the futures market. See what that looks like in the morning. The advanced decline line's moving lower here, really starting to get started on a move down. AMC, we had this head and shoulders pattern. We've got a very nice move down out of that. See what that does down here. AMC intraday, you can see the big push back up on Thursday. Very choppy on Friday. AMD, pretty tight action there on Friday. AMD's definitely been one of the stronger charts. Same thing here on Amazon. You can see the bearish harami. We're going to see a lot of these. We did a short video on them. Going to see a lot of these, and we're going to point out why some are more powerful than the others. So you can basically see here we opened up basically where we left off and moved lower. So that's not the most powerful bearish harami signal. We're going to look at some that are more powerful with the bearishness to the downside. You can see ARK-K. ARK-K had a nice push up here, stalled at the 50 and the 20 coming together right there, and the 9 needs to clear those daily moving averages before I'm interested in trading it. Now, AbbVie Abby's had this nice move up. Now you actually have a 1, 2, 3 reversal. You have your low here, you have your higher low. So you got 1, 2, breaking this pivot point of 2. Hold on. So you have 1, 2, 3. Breaking the pivot point of 2 would be your entry. But I do want to point out that Avi and other names like Merck had heavy expanding bearish volume on Friday. So let's keep an eye on these names. Huge bearish volume coming in on Friday. But 3, 4 times daily average. And you can see our daily moving average is held. So if we take this line out, we're looking for a bullish move. If we take these moving averages out, we're looking for a bearish move. We're definitely going to keep an eye on that because of that expanding bearish volume. AMD, nice move up here. Now AMD closed high. So where a lot of stocks were unable and give us a Harami was, basically an inside day and inside bar. AMD was able to push up and close on the high. So a lot of strength there on Friday. And you can see AMD's weekly chart, huge move there. I mean, that's impressive. Nice weekly candle. With everything going on in these markets right now, that's impressive. Affirm, we got a nice move down on Affirm down here. We need to let it put in a base or something, see what we can get, catch back up with a 9. You can see Affirm here, a little intraday move, nothing major. You can see Amazon here, nice pullback, slight recovery towards the end of the day. Just not a lot of range in a lot of these stocks on Friday. You can see Amazon here on the weekly closing with a strong bearish engulfing candle there. See if maybe we can see a move up on Amazon due to that. There's just so much fear in the market. Apple weekly here again, nice bullish engulfing candle. This candle closed slightly above this candle line right here. See where we open tomorrow. If we can open up above that, maybe we can start trying to push up out of that. So much fear in the markets. This market's going to have a lot to do with what's happening with news coming in as well. Big Daddy Powell. We could chop until Powell speaks on Wednesday. I mean, it is a possibility. So Boeing, you can see Boeing, this is slightly lower, but this is a lower high. Boeing is acting like it's starting to want to move lower here. We did have some money coming in towards the end of the week there, trying to come back into it. I would keep an eye on Boeing. As always, we watch Boeing every day. It is a great trader when it wants to agree. When it's moving properly, it is a great trader. It can be hard to trade if it's not moving properly. You can see Bitcoin here, very strong weekly candle there. Big move up on the daily. I mean, just this weekend, today's candle, with futures green, Bitcoin pushing like this, don't really know what's about to happen, but, come tomorrow, obviously I don't have a crystal ball, but right now the markets, the futures market, Bitcoin's looking strong, looking like there may be some FOMO there. Very news dependent right now on this market. You can see Boeing very tight range on Friday, and we've seen that. We've seen a lot of tight ranges on Friday. For an options expiration day, a little unusual to be trading in such a tight range, but sometimes, that's what happens. You can see Citi here, very extended, $3 away from the 9. We have closed below these previous candles down here. See where we open up tomorrow. See if we can continue to move lower. This chart looks like it wants to move lower here. It all depends on how the news is going to be coming out. Chewy, very, very tight range there. CS Credit Suisse. Credit Suisse, this is the one that just got bailed out by USB. Looks like the deal is going to go through with USB. They've definitely having some issues. Too big in Swiss. That bank is basically too big to fail. And unfortunately, USB is the #1 bank in Switzerland, and they are taking over Credit Suisse. You can just imagine how the Swiss does not want a American bank to step in and take over with all the policies and the way that the Swiss banking does things. They don't want American regulations over there. Nothing to do with it. CVX intraday, nice move up and then nice pullback. Decent signal there for another small move up. Charge point still watching this rounded top, trying to flag into the 9. See how we act if we can make it back to that daily 9. Chewy intraday has been very tight there. A nice move off that double top though. Coin, so we broke out a symmetrical triangle. We broke down first, basically just like an expansion, just a wild ride. Then it started to trend up. Definitely not a perfect breakout there, but if you understand, if you could have looked to trade to the downside and then caught back to some of the upside. Always have that plan A and plan B when you're trading patterns. Never enter a pattern before breakout because we never know which way it's really going to go. So you always buy your breakouts. Your conservative traders are looking for a retest from the breakout area. So XLP still, hugging the top downtrend, but it is moving lower. It is in a downtrend. It has been hugging that top line now, top trend line. DraftKings, could this be another lower high? And if it is, we're expecting another move down. Definitely seems like we're trying to trend down there. And here's Lily, another candle or another asset with huge bearish volume on Friday. So it's another one we can keep an eye on. A lot of bearish volume at a resistance level. We could see a move down, just a short-term move down. XLE, bearish Harami here. With crude, I just don't have much to say. With crude, as bad as crude is right now, I just can't really talk about the energy names. So you got FRC here. I think this is one very dangerous play. I mean, you're down $100. I mean, you're down $100. So how much more can we move to the downside? The IV is so jacked on this play as well that you could easily see some rug pull when it comes to options. And I'm just afraid that, with this play, I'm personally not interested, and is what gets me with this one is the right piece of news can send us up or down really hard. And I do not think this is the play to buy and sit in. I think if you want to trade this, you need to be actively trading. There's a lot of risk tied up into this. Look at the volume profile here. It's basically volume by time, getting a lot of action down here in that little area. So that creates heavy levels of support and resistance in such a tight area. So you got Google, you got this little W pattern here we broke out of. It's a W pattern with a higher low. So you got a higher low. You expect to put in a higher high. Very nice move there this week. This was on the radar as well. You got the 200 coming in, your daily 200 acting as resistance. GameStop, putting in a base down here, like for it to get back to the 9, see what it does at the 9. We know we got a good support, got the breakout, price target hit, see where we need to get back to the 9 and see how we act when we do get back to that 9 on a daily. GE, nice move here as well. IWM, nice downtrend. Chopping around down here, you can see the double bottom action, intraday double bottom action. I was not able to push up out of it. Intel, this was a great play. I can't give them to you guys. I want to see everybody make money, but I can't give you trade that's any easier than this. You have to want to trade them. I'm sorry, but I can't give you guys trades any easier than this. Very nice move up. You got a $4 move to the upside, $5 move to the upside out of our breakout area. Q's, nice push out of this downward descending, let's just call it a megaphone. It's so much simpler than saying descending broadening channel all the time. So a nice break out of this megaphone here. Traded with an inside day, basically a bearish Harami. Q's. Now, so with one, you can see right here, once again, we opened up basically where we closed and moved lower. We're nowhere near the 50% part move of that first candle. So definitely not as powerful of a bearish reversal signal as what the SPY is carrying. Q's intraday, pretty tight range here. You can see the lower high at the end of the day, but very tight range. You can see the Q's here on the weekly. Strong push up, strong bullish engulfing candle there. Can we push up out of that candle? So we can see on the higher time frames, on your weekly time frames, we're bullish. Our daily time frames, we're showing some bearish signs. Which way will we go? How will we act in the morning? at market open? That's the question right now. How much more news can come out? What can change things between now and 9:30 in the morning? A lot. So you got Lemonade putting in a base down here. We need to break that daily 9 for a move up. We need to break below this candle body right here for a move down. Moderna's just kind of holding in there, waiting to see what that 9 and 20 wants to do. Moderna intraday, pretty tight there. MU, nice push on Friday, and then we pull right back. So kind of around the mountain. Clear signal there for a move lower. Macy's is trying to push up and kind of bear flag up into this 9. Want to see how it acts at the daily 9. It is tradable up to that daily 9. Moderna gapped up on Friday. Wasn't quite able to hold it. Moved lower. Kind of shooting starish up there. Merck, once again, very strong bearish volume come in on Friday. Let's keep an eye on these medical names, healthcare names. Meta still strong push up, pull back a little bit Friday, much needed to get back into the Bollinger Bands. See how we act tomorrow, see where we open up at. You can see the move lower on Meta. MU, basically an inside day. Spinning top up here. It's not really an inside day, just a spinning top. You can see how we need to get out of that daily 200 and that daily 9 right there, stuck in between those two areas. Those wicks are telling you there's some issues there. You got Microsoft here moving on, expanding volume, trying to push up as well. Decent move on Friday to the upside and a nice move back down. Come right back down, testing your pre-market levels. That's why those pre-market levels are so important. Microsoft, strong candle to the upside. NVIDIA tried to move up Friday, closed on the lows. Wasn't by itself. A lot of stocks closed near or on the lows on Friday. NVIDIA has definitely been one of the stronger stocks. You can see the weekly move here, basically right off your weekly 9, not far from that weekly 9. Very strong push. Another bullish engulfing candle on the weekly. Now you got the NASDAQ here. Once again, a bearish harami. You can see how, in this case, we gapped down from the previous close. That increases the strength of the signal of the bearish harami. You're still looking to enter once you hit the 50% mark. You need to be below the 50% mark of your first candle or below the close of your last candle. If that closes below that 50% mark, that's where we're looking to enter. You got Netflix here holding your daily 9. See how we handle that daily 9. We could push up off from it, or we could lose it. If we lose it, we're bearish. We push up off from it, we're bullish. Palantir just kind of chopping, very tight action, trading in a maze of moving averages. Pendleton breaking below the 200. Pretty deep candle there. Plug's been moving lower. We've seen some put activity on Friday. And you can see the Qs monthly here. This candle is not closed, but this does look like it's trying to push up. I like this better if it can clear this green bullish engulfing candle here. When we get above that candle line, I like it a lot better for a move up. Roblex, once again, bearish harami here. Opened up, moved lower. Like I say, the stronger ones gap down. Roku, your daily 200 there is resistance. That daily 200 needs to be cleared before I'm even interested in trading that to the upside. Once again, you can see the bearish harami there on SPX daily. Now the diamond, you can see this one here. Big gap down below the 200. This is a more powerful signal for a move lower. The diamond weekly, we gapped down on the weekly and was able to recover. So we had a higher close than what we opened on the weekly candle for the diamond. That's actually a good sign. The SPY trying to push up here on the weekly, but we see the bearish candles on the daily. So this is what we did the video on. You can see we're right here at this trend line. So we are right back to the original downtrend that we were able to take out. We need to move below that level before we're looking for an entry here to the downside on the SPY. And you can see a lot of similarities in the Qs and the SPY on the monthly, except the SPY looks like it wants to break down. The Qs looks like it wants to break to the upside. I don't expect the Qs to just run away from the market. I'm not sure how long that trade is going to last, but right now we are still bullish on the tech names. And like I say at the beginning, I think that has a lot to do with interest rates. SPY right now closed back below your daily 9. Need to clear that daily 200 plus that trend line to the downside if we're going to move lower. SPY daily or intraday, you can see almost a double bottom here. Intraday, we really never pushed up out of it at the end of the day. Just weak, no buyers were coming in. Square, not a lot going on here. We got to be below this daily 9 or push up off from it. You got that daily 50 above us. Got to clear those levels. Tesla made a nice move down on Friday. XLK, trading like a lot of these other names. In this case, we tried to gap up, and we did close lower than where we opened there. Tesla weekly, we were able to try to push back up last week, trying to recover some of the losses from the previous week from the rounded top. Tesla here, your MACD is flattening out, so we're trying to get a change in character. Need to keep an eye on this. We're holding this daily 9, got the daily 20 above us, daily 50. There's a lot of levels there, and we don't have a lot of information on that chart right now. And SMH, once again, basically this one's not quite, because it's not quite inside the previous candle. Kind of bearish around me. There we see the same patterns across the market. XLF, huge move down here, trading on expanding volume. We closed lower than the previous candles, so the banks are set up for a move lower right now. We're just so extended. There's so much fear there. You really can't just be sitting into that trade. ExxonMobil, down below the 200. Well, you can be sitting into it. It's just not safe. TLT, you can see we've been trying to gap up, opening on the highs, moving lower each day except for Friday. So that's a small change in character. Flight to safety. IWM weekly, you can see the huge gap down, close lower. You can see a little bit of the recoveries there. A lot like the banks down here, except we really didn't break out Friday and close lower below the previous candles. But moving on, expanding volume. A lot of bearishness going on there due to the banks and everything that's going on. There's a lot of banks being held by the IWM. Well, that concludes our video for today. I hope we find this helpful. Please remember, discipline is the key to your success in trading. Big Daddy Powell, it's like the Super Bowl coming up on Wednesday. So have a great day. Have a great week. I'll see you in the trading room.